Hey, what's cracking, fam? All right, we gonna get into what's cracking today. Yeah, we gonna talk about. Let's see, what do we got on deck today? Okay, Madonna makes an appearance. We'll get into that. Jake Paul, is he part of the club, y'all? I mean, like, is he part of the club? We gonna get into Jake Paul a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Speculation style. We got a couple other things to do too, a little Taylor Swift breakdown, all kinds of stuff. But before we get started, I keep forgetting to say, if you're watching me on YouTube, I prepare all these episodes for Rumble because Rumble doesn't censor. So if you watching YouTube and there's like a little gap or something, ever anything ever skips out or something, it's because I had to cut it out because YouTube has all these content requirements. So if you really want to watch the stuff and get the good episodes or whatever, I mean most of them are about the same. Don't get me wrong, but about a third of them have extra stuff on Rumble. So there is that. Also, there is daddyflirt.com. I'm building a radio station that bangs as hard as anything else, but it's good for you too. So log on and help me with that. All right. So, all right, fam. So let's get into it, right? So, we are going to start with Madonna's breakout performance. I'm sorry. Link Lauren is funny. He says, I couldn't contain myself over Madonna in Times Square. He's got the full show on YouTube, but we just gonna check this out. Check this out.
Here she is. She's sort of twerking and popping and dripping and dropping and doing her thing. She's sort of looks like she looks like maybe she got electrocuted. Some folks online said she looks like she's having a stroke. I don't know what's happening, but she's really just shaking it. I don't know if we have the clip where she puts her leg, she takes her leg and she puts it over a glass ledge that I I hoped was very sturdy. And she kind of shook her vagina for everyone in Times Square down below. They were like, oh my God. I mean, listen, there are worse things to have hit New York City, okay? This is the second worst thing to ever happen to New York. That was dark. But anyway, here she is. She's spinning around on a little stage. Now listen, I know we got a lot of seasoned girls who tune into the show. I love my ladies in their 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s who tune into the show. But there are folks online, there are women around Madonna's age, she's 67, who have been writing me saying, no, sweetie, no, 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 no. We're not doing this anymore, boo-boo. We're not doing this. Come on. Let's not shake it around in Times Square. But then I also heard from some people who said this is feminism. This is female empowerment. This is kind of what Madonna's always done. My thing is this, though. When you've built a career on shock value, does anything shock us anymore? Like, she's been doing stunts and buffoonery and clownery and gaggery for decades. So now that she's 67, and she's got her ARP card, are we still shocked? I remember being a kid in the early 2000s and she's like making out and kissing people and doing all stuff. Does anything shock us anymore with Madonna? So seeing her shake her thing over a ledge in Times Square, I don't know. I feel like what would be most shocking is if Madonna put on a pair of blue jeans, a flannel shirt, got that guitar back out. She had some good songs. One of my favorite songs of hers is called Secret. My baby's got a secret. She could get that guitar. She could do some kind of Like a Virgin, real stripped down. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, what happens when Madonna sings Like a Virgin at this point? Does lightning strike when she says, like a virgin, touched for the very first time? Like, does something happen in the ether? And are the tectonic plates shifting? I mean, does her nose grow like a Pinocchio? How is she out there? How is Madonna gonna go out there and sing like a virgin? Like, sweetie, we've seen every nook and cranny of your body. You've been in dozens of high-profile relationships. You are shaking everything in nude pink over a glass ledge in Times Square.
Yeah, she is doing the most. See, my thing is this, like sexy comes in all kinds of ways. The way he was, okay, first off, the Secret song is a good song. Actually, that whole album, I think that's called Bedtime Stories. That's the one where Babyface did a couple tracks on it. And I think Prince did a track on that song too. I mean, on that album too, but I'm not sure. I might be getting that shit confused. Anyway, there's like so many different ways to be sexy. I mean, when he was talking about like a stripped down version with some blue jeans and a flannel shirt on, I started thinking of that song, Don't Tell Me. And I was like, oh, that would be so cool just to see her do like an unplugged version of that and just sing and rock with her talent like that. There's just too many ways to be sexy, no matter what age you are.
Here she is, she's sort of twerking.
No matter what age you are. And you don't have to do that is my thing. Like, you just don't have to. I mean, you're already Madonna. You done already shocked us. You done already shown the world. But what you haven't shown us, and what I've always kind of thought was lacking with Madonna, is just the pure raw talent. Like, just, that shit is crazy. Just hang out with us and just, sing your song. But hey, but part of me wants to
But
kind of
anyway,
give
here
it
she is.
to her. Part of me wants to kind of give it to her because she's out there at her age still doing her thing, and I'm not trying to hate, but she's part of the club anyway, so I think that's the point though. People are still shocked and they don't want her to do it anymore. I don't know about that. Naturally, Madonna will do the opposite to keep making the point. Yeah, said in the show the most shocking thing she could do is wear some blue jeans and a flannel. Yeah, indeed, that would be awesome. The new butt is shocking. Funny. Retire Madonna. No, well, I don't think she needs to retire, but she was doing a lot. Is all I can say. She was doing a lot. All right, moving right along. Look at the pics. Look at the pics Logan and Mike posted the week they started talking about UFOs. Yo, fellas. Yeah, are they part of the club is the kind of the question here. Now, before we go get into the whole UFO thing, they've been pretty high profile lately, or at least Jake Paul. Isn't that the name Jake Paul or Logan Paul? Wait, hold on. Look at the Logan and Mike. I don't know. Anyway, this guy here on the left, Jake Paul, right? Um, yeah, he had to fight with Tyson. Let's talk about that for a second.
Mike Tyson casually admitting that he regrets not knocking out Jake Paul is wild. Not because of what he said, but because of how easily he said it. After watching Anthony Joshua knock out Jake Paul, he said he stuck to the script back then because the money was good. And that single line set the whole internet on fire. For years, fans argued whether Tyson held back, and now you've got the man himself basically confirming what most people already believed. No anger, no explanation, just honesty. It highlights the strange era boxing in right now, where spectacle sometimes matters more than competition, and legends are asked to play roles instead of ending fights.
Okay, so first off, like I gotta just stop you right there. If you believe that what Jake Paul is doing is boxing, then you're terribly mistaken. What he's doing is like professional wrestling, like WWE. That's what he's doing. That's why when what's his name, Anthony clocked him in the jaw like that, like he hadn't felt nothing like that. And yeah, he was like, "Woo, he's not in that league. He's a tough guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's not really trying to box like that. He's not. Yeah, and his setup is for entertainment. It's not really for boxing."
Didn't sound bitter, he sounded matter of fact, and that's what makes it harder. When one of the most dangerous fighters ever says that out loud, it forces the real question. How many moments in boxing were business decisions instead of fight decisions? Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Now that's the good question because boxing, like let's see, like professional baseball, like basketball and football, like the music business. These are all criminal enterprises. Okay. They're all, for the most part, criminal enterprises. They don't all have all criminals working for them. But at the top, this is like the mob at the top of these things, right? And some of these like situations, it's stuff going down behind these scenes that we're not privy to. But just trust and believe you don't get up there if you're not mobbed up like that. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood, yeah, same thing. These are criminal enterprises. So, you know. Keep that in mind, government, right? Keep that in mind. Now, going on with the Anthony Joshua thing. Now, Anthony Joshua clocked him in the jaw pretty good, and he had that chained up for a minute, I think, or stitched up for a minute. But there's a theory behind the Anthony Joshua thing as well, that says there's some kind of curse or something that goes on. Check it out.
Did you see what happened with Jake Paul and Joshua? Yes. You heard the dark theory?
Yeah.
People are saying that he was targeted to be assassinated.
Yes, fam.
Why? Because he didn't follow the script on the Jake Paul fight. Think about it, bro. All these people already think the Jake Paul fight is rigged. If you watch closely in all the Jake Paul fights, he does a signal with his tongue. That is the warning that he's going too much off script to chill out. So see how he does that tongue thing? So he wiggles his tongue because he wants him to chill out. Mike Tyson hit him hard, and then right away he puts his tongue out, right? Look what happens here. He puts his tongue out, mocking him because he's gonna go off script. And right after he does that, what happens? He gets his jaw broke. These big billionaires and millionaires that put money onto the fight, what if they put hundreds of millions of dollars into this, bro?
Yes,
and then what they wanted to do was take out Anthony Joshua for not sticking to the script, bro. And what just happened? Anthony Joshua was in a car accident and two of his best friends died.
Yeah, to be honest, it might be a warning because when they send off hits, they're probably not gonna get the guy right away. They have to seem like it's an accident.
I think straight up, they were just trying to kill him. He just happened to survive. I think he was supposed to die today.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Those guys are funny. Now, if all the theories are correct, if all the conspiracies are correct, and you don't get a voice like that unless that voice is controlled, and he puts on a show like this, and Anthony Joshua goes off the script, then all of that sort of makes sense. But all of it is so much speculation. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that that's what happened. I hate when people do that. Not everything is a conspiracy theory, retard. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Niggas just be saying the most random shit. This is not random. I don't think it's random. This reminded me of your poly market bet. I don't know what that means or whatever.
Did you see what happened with Jake Paul and
no, I just think it's fun to speculate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't take this shit seriously. We don't know none of these motherfuckers, right? But we do know the game, right? So we know the game. So we look at it through that perspective. Now back to the UFO thing. Logan Paul offered Chuck Clark $100,000 cash for the famous UFO video. He heard James Fox say it was the best footage I've ever seen.
I had a guy by the name of James Fox on my podcast. He is a UFO film director. He told me about this story about this guy. I believe his name was Chuck Clark. That had this footage of a UFO. He's like, it's the best footage I've ever seen. And I'm like, I gotta find it. And he let us in his house. He was down to show people the film, but he didn't want to disperse it. And I also brought $100,000 cash. Cash.
When you saw that, did it convince you?
I had a guy by the name of James Fox on my podcast. He is a UFO film.
Okay, so the theory is, he's part of the club and now he's pushing the UFO agenda. The thing about it is some people think that the UFO agenda is fake, and some people think the whole alien thing is fake, and some people think that we are no longer going to be living as just humans, like we're the center of the universe. We are joining a galactic federation. Look, I'm just watching just like y'all. I mean, we'll see what plays out, but so the story is now that he's part of the club, he's pushing the UFO agenda. Do with that what you will. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Now, there is actually a reason why I give this whole theory about pushing the agenda credibility, and I'm explaining that to you in a second. Logan needs to interview former pharma CEO. Okay. Robert Edward Grant. God, I wish I had a camera when I saw my UFO, a big black box cruising right over houses at about midnight. It made no sound. So he bootlegged it and could get sued if released. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the UFO thing is one thing, right? So that could be a false agenda. But the thing about it is they push false narratives, but they also do that predictive programming thing and put stuff in your face that's absolutely true. but it gets swept away with everything else. You know what I'm saying? It gets wrapped up, or a bigger headline comes out, and that true thing that they said never gets revisited. So we're going to revisit something that he said. He rants about Black people being indigenous to America. They whitewashed history. Thoughts? Now, this is actually something that I think is, I don't know what you want to say. It's an area of interest for me because I don't believe in the whole slave trade thing. I think that there were Black folks indigenous here. And I also think that the same way that there are different kinds of Black folks, I mean, the same way that there are different kinds of Asians, like there's Japanese and there's Chinese and there's Korean, right? There's different kinds of Asians. There's different kinds of white people. There's Irish, there's Polish, there's German, there's Russian, right? All different kinds of white people, even Canadian, if you want to call them that, right? And like when you consider that and brown people, right? There's different kinds. When you consider that, I don't know why people think all Black people are Black people. It is just the oddest. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So there's different kinds of Black people, obviously, right? Not every Black person is like some Black African, from Africa. Okay. So that being said, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, he goes off on it too. Check this out.
Look at her, that's royalty right there. But instead of honoring her history, they made paint out of her body. They was out here grinding up melanated mummies, turning their pigments into paint. The Mona Lisa was painted with bodies. Where you think they got the paint? Go look up Mummy Brown. Y'all have to go watch the last video. Original Black God posted to me. They keep yelling AI manipulation, but y'all blind to the real illusion. America was never. People like me, it was copper skinned first. So-called Black people, the indigenous Moorish American. Black people started every culture, and they are the indigenous people all over this planet. Dig deeper into the truth. Not just Google and Wikipedia. Do real research. Go to libraries. Bro, does this look like AI? Look, I'm real. I bleed, I sweat, I breathe. How am I AI, huh? So what, they're AI too? The cars, the sun, the mansion, all prompts now? You people sound insane, bro. The internet's losing its mind. They're fucking saying, oh, stop blackwashing history. How the fuck can they be blackwashing history when the proof and evidence is right in your fucking face? I swear to God. Some of you are fucking foolish mule. Like they say, you can lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it fucking drink. Just whitewash history. They grinded melanated people into paint. Mummy Brown, go look it up. They dug up melanated Egyptians, turned them into powder, sold them in paint tubes to Europe. Real bones, real flesh. They was literally eating the bones too, calling it Mia, a cure made from them, all to steal the melanin. The entire modern perception of the Black man in America is a manufactured lie. The first Black men in the U.S. Congress were elected right after the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery. By 1871, 7 Black men were serving. I'm talking about Hiram Revels, Jefferson Davis, Benjamin Turner, Robert Carlos, Josiah T. Clowns always hide behind fucking private accounts to talk down on them. You're all fucking clowns, and not all of them are fucking liberals. They were the first Republicans of this country. You fucking Cabbage Patch. Waste of time. Bro, the only reason my fucking phone quality is low is because it's a fucking burner. The info's still HD. No argument. Black people are the owners of this planet. The only reason my people are afraid of critical race theory is because they are afraid of a history where we are not the main characters. We never been the main characters. Deal with it like I did. Y'all crying AI manipulation. But look at this. They painted over so-called Black history. These were the real rulers. From 1100 to 1848, Europe was run by Black and brown nobility. Bro, how the hell was the video I did AI? I was literally in the Vatican showing y'all Moorish paintings. Y'all keep saying, oh, it's misinformation. Always trying to get blacks on the side before the fight, bro. Y'all sound so ignorant. Go research everything I said in that video. So we're all just fucking prompts now. I didn't know you could curse with AI. You fucking people sound insane, bro. This ain't a simulation. This is reality. If this is AI, then I'm the fucking glitch. Now everybody in the comments mad saying AI video, but none of y'all want to face the message. The Vatican is hiding a silver gauntlet with the last Moorish king's petrified hand, and y'all worried about filters and gym selfies? Wake up.
Yeah, so he was kicking the Willy Bobo right there, right? He was saying a whole lot of stuff, and a whole lot of what he's saying is right. Critical race theory, not necessarily so much. I'm not going to dissect every little thing that he said. But the fact is that if you go with DNA and, if you follow it down, white people did not exist before like what, 6,000 years ago? So everything before they say the Bible started, 6,000 years ago, everything was all black people, but there were different races of black people. There weren't all Africans. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just this, it was the same. They were all over the world and there were different kinds of black folks. So around 6,000 years ago, white people show up in the chronology. We're not exactly sure how that happened, but they are lying about a whole lot of stuff. There is evidence that suggests George Washington was actually black, and this is not me trying to blackwash history. This is understanding that they have lied to us about so much for so long. I even saw something that said the Confederate flag is actually the Black Indians flag from back in the day. So do with that what you will. Anyway, so this with everything else makes me think, okay, so maybe he is part of the club, the revelation of the method. But what do y'all think? Is it weird how I jumped to that from this? I was like, okay, so with all that stuff and this, then maybe that's what it is. I don't know. What do y'all think? Okay, so old girl here is going to do a breakdown of Taylor Swift. And the funny thing is, um, when I listened to it the first time, I had all kinds of comments and shit that I wanted to say, but it's been a minute since I listened to it. So I don't know what she says. I don't know what I had planned to say, but I remember listening to this breakdown like she's right, but then she's wrong. But then she's right, but then she's wrong. So hold on, let's check it out.
Taylor Swift's new album is many things. Unfortunately, good is not one of them. I knew the album wasn't going to be good as soon as the title was revealed, but the promo pics made me curious, so I have listened to the album in full. And now, having listened to it, the album's problem is glaringly obvious. The problem is Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl. Before you scroll, let me cook. When Taylor was a teenager, she wanted to be a pop star, so her parents decided to take the country route. Keep in mind, this is the 2000s. Pop music was highly sexual, it was sleazy, and then you had things like bling rap. It's on a place for a little white girl. Country music, on the other hand, loves a little white girl, and she's blonde, they'll eat her up. So her family moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee to launch her country career. That's why for the first several years of her career, she faked a southern accent. She was trying to fit in, seem authentic. Once the pop landscape started to change the late 2000s and early 2010s, that's when she started to transition to making pop music. And now to talk about white girls.
Okay, so now, the conspiracy heads out there among us, right? Among you, among all of us, will say, okay, but that's actually part of the program. That's part of the MKL's programming. That they want to seduce girls when they're young so that they can transition to the dark side and take these little girls with them. So, you're looking at it like this is Taylor doing this to play the music industry. And a lot of people are looking at this like it's the music industry using Taylor to play us. So there's that.
White girls don't have sex. They don't know what that is. White girls they're cute, they're adorable, they're like dolls, they're precious, they have to be protected. Do you remember a couple months ago whenever parents would bring their kids to Sabrina Carpenter shows and then act aghast because Sabrina Carpenter, who is a highly sexual artist, was referencing sex on stage? Of course they were, because how could a short, cute little white girl who is also blonde, a blonde, cute little white girl, how could she possibly know what sex is? It's the assumption. A woman having sexual freedom and willingly engaging in sex is highly associated with blackness.
Okay, so she made a huge jump there, and she's leaving out a lot of people that were doing a lot of stuff way before Taylor Swift. Britney Spears comes. We just watched Madonna talk about her shock value. So that you couldn't be a little blonde white girl out there shaking your nasty, I think is incorrect. But that these white artists lean into black culture to, harden their sound, there is truth in that.
You can see this most clearly when it comes to things like Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Miley Cyrus, she was Hannah Montana, all-American girl. And what does she do whenever she wanted to shed the Disney image and say, hey, I'm not just a little girl anymore? She releases Can't Be Tamed in bangers. Ariana Grande, another cute little white girl.
Now, again, is this... See, the fact that all the girls seem to do it is what makes it seem formulaic and makes it seem like the industry is making them do it because all the girls do it. So, for some reason, that's why she's got all these examples to go through.
What does she do whenever she wants to shed the childhood image? She releases Dangerous Woman in Sweetener. They would do things like hang out with rappers. They would incorporate black music styles into their own music. So that way whenever they'd be sexual, it's like, oh, I'm not just a little white girl anymore. And over time they would drift away from that because that wasn't who they authentically were. They were just using that as a way to escape the chains of being a white girl. Taylor Swift has never had to do that, and why would she? She makes being a white girl so fucking profitable. And the thing about Taylor Swift is that being a white girl is not just profitable for her, it's her entire brand. Because she's just, like, so awkward. And whenever she dances on stage, she's, like, bad because she's like, awkward. And she loves, like, cats and baking and, like, hanging out with her fans.
Okay, now she's oddly racist towards white people. Is it me? Because I know lots of white people. I have lots of white friends, and that's not, I mean, one of my white girls, that's funny, is pimping in this motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. One of my friends is like always been an excellent dancer. White girl, red hair, but she could dance her ass off ever since I ever fucking knew her. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's not really, you being a little slanted towards the white girls here. I'm not sure where the hate's coming from, but I mean, you're cute. You don't gotta hate like that.
And she would likely continue with this forever, except for one small problem. Taylor Swift is 35 years old, and it's not like she's showing signs of aging or anything, but the brand of being a white girl is very much being a white girl. What happens in a few years whenever she's 40? What happens whenever she starts to get wrinkles? Once you're middle-aged, it's not cute anymore to be awkward. So she's aging out of being a white girl, but she doesn't have a brand, or really even a sense of self, outside of being a white girl. Also, low-key, this is the entire key to her relationship with Travis Kelce, which is not going to go well, but that's a story for another day.
Okay, this is so weird how this girl thinks she knows so much about Taylor Swift, and I guarantee you she doesn't know her, doesn't know anybody that Taylor Swift knows, has no clue. So it's so weird how people get so into like somebody else's personal life that you don't even know. That being said, what she just said something. What did she say?
A
Uh,
brand, or really even a sense of self outside of being a white girl. Also, low-key, this is the entire key to
okay, so I don't know that she needs a brand outside of being a white girl. I think she's gonna say something else
her
here. Hold on.
relationship with Travis Kelce, which is not going to go well, but that's a story for another day. And keep in mind, the world has been moving on. An artist like Sabrina Carpenter could not exist 10 years ago. There was nowhere in the pop landscape for her. For like
Again, Britney Spears was there 10 years ago. Christina Aguilera was there 10 years ago. Janet Jackson was there 10 years ago, right? What is this, 2026, 2016? I mean, I don't know if if they were peaking, but they had been there. You know what I'm saying? This road had been traveled already, pretty much worn through, right?
a cute little white girl who's that sexual. It didn't exist. And then
Yes,
on
it
top of
did.
that, things have been rapidly changing politically. So people want different things from women now. And the life of a showgirl is a testament to Taylor's inability to rise to the occasion. Like on the song Wish List. Oh, everybody wants bright lights and designer things, and they want like a fat ass. But me, then we get to the chorus, but me, I just want to have all of your kids. I want to have all of your kids, and then I want to live in a house, and I want the driveway to have a basketball hoop in it for our kids. And Taylor's personal struggle between her being her own woman and her being a cute little white girl is really embodied by the song Wood.
Okay, so before we get into Wood, that to me sounded more like leaning into her country roots for the lyrics than it did what this girl was saying. Like it sounded like a little white girl and she's outgrown it. Sounded more like she was kind of leaning into the country roots as far as songwriting goes. But I don't know any of these songs and I don't know Taylor Swift.
Called Wood because it's in reference to Travis Kelce's his that it's that. But the song isn't sexual at all because the song isn't about sex. It's about a woman justifying the fact that she has sex. The song starts with her picking petals off of a daisy. Oh, he loves me not. Taylor portrays herself as being super insecure until Travis Kelce digmatizes her and opens up her eyes. And keep in mind, white girls cannot be sexual beings. It's not that she has sexual feelings, it's that a man came along and unlocked it in her. The curse was lifted. You see, you guys, it's not about sex at all. It's about love. His love was the key that opened my thighs. I don't have sexual feelings.
Oh, girl, who hurt you? Somebody hurt you, huh? I feel bad for you. Somebody hurt you bad, I'm telling you.
Just a little white girl. Because this album is supposed to be her embodying her sexual energy, thus, life of a showgirl. But Taylor either feels unable or isn't willing or whatever it is you want it to be. Taylor doesn't actually embody it. She doesn't explore it because the the embodiment of her sexual energy would come at the expense of the brand of Taylor Swift. It's seemingly not compatible, or at least she thinks or her team thinks that it's not compatible.
So it sounds like she's basically saying Taylor Swift can't really get dirty and nasty and because she was a white girl. And now that she's getting older, she still can't get dirty and nasty because her brand is of a white girl and she's aging out of it. So yeah, I think you're doing a whole lot of too much here. Why did I say this? What the hell? What am I doing? What is really going on? I think you're doing a little bit too much. I think that there are lots of adult contemporary female artists that just do what they do. I mean, okay, so she doesn't sing as well as Adele given, but Adele is, basically adult contemporary, Leona Lewis. I mean, like, there are adult female singers. I mean, it happens all the time. I don't get it. Dolly Parton is still singing, doing good records too. Chaka Khan's new one is lit. Chaka Khan got a new one with Sia called Shockzilla. Oh my God, it is so good. It is so good. So yeah, it's playing over at daddyflirt.com, by the way. So Chaka Khan with Sia is off the chain. So yeah, I don't really know why I saved this for you, but let's let's power through it.
So she has to be her own fully embodied grown woman in order to keep up with the times, but she also has to be like a cute little white girl in order to keep up with the brand of Taylor Swift. And in trying to do both, she successfully does nothing. I would be really curious to know if the album was even her idea, especially since so many of the songs sound like rejected tracks off of some of her old albums. Also, how are you gonna have an album called Life of a Showgirl and yet not a single fucking song on the album has a brass section? Showgirl music is big band, it's blaring horns, it's a hell of a lot of fun. And it just did not exist on this album. Not to mention, none of the songs actually have anything to do with being a showgirl, and really not even the song The Life of a Showgirl. Like, she could have just used the word follies once, and I would have been satisfied. But discussing why the music isn't good sonically is not really the purpose of this video. If you have any questions or you disagree with me, please let me know. I love thinking about white women, and Taylor Swift is just, she's the embodiment of it. She really is.
Yeah, so apparently she loves thinking about white women. It's impossible to take seriously that it has this much cringe. I have to look at your profile to see how utterly shallow you are. Your sick obsession with Taylor is driving me crazy. Even a Gaylor gets furious with Taylor because she's going to marry a man you're using. Go streams Flop Carter. I have no idea what that even means. Yeah, I totally forgot. Madonna was definitely not sexual. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And oh yeah, I forgot Britney Spears was definitely not sexual. Oh, and I also forgot Christina Aguilera was not sexual in the slightest, even with her first single being Genie in the Bottle, Baby Come Let Me Out. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's just what I said. Sexual blonde, white girls don't exist, babe. They've been around for years. What do you think Marilyn Monroe was, right? Longer than you've been alive. Madonna, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. Yeah, Debbie Harry, that's a good one. Lady Gaga don't count. Gwen Stefani. Lady Gaga, she got things swinging,
Taylor Swift's new
okay?
album
So
is many things.
you don't be throwing in Lady Gaga. At any rate, it was just interesting, I guess, to me to hear this white girl read this other white girl, but I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. But I do think, like, I do have a favorite Taylor Swift song, Trouble. I think that song is genius. I think that song is so good. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Shame on me. Oh my God, that song is so good. It's a great song, but that's the only song that I know from Taylor Swift that I think is like really good that I like that I would play or whatever like that. But also I haven't heard a lot of it either. It's not like I go looking for it or whatever. So hopefully some of it'll come up and we can review it for the radio station and see what I really think. Jessica Simpson is another one, right? She was blonde doing her thing back in those days, right? Okay, so yeah. Anyway, enough with the Taylor. Okay, so this thing here, Tosh K sat down with Jordan Barber, aka Roy Stiles, and former cameraman for Shannon Sharpe, and he's spilling plenty of tea. During the interview, Jordan alleged that Shannon's legal team paid him to keep rumors about the sports personality's sexuality under wraps. Okay.
Hollywood's no longer around Shannon.
Right.
I don't know what happened between them
And
two.
I can tell you, I know why that happened. It's because of this. Right after I brought this to his attention, he cut ties with Hollywood. Literally like a month or two later. And that's when I knew he was trying to cover up his tracks. Because now if I cut ties with Hollywood, I can say hey, it wasn't me. He's not even with me no more.
And you're saying Jordan, the one that's out with Shannon, they dress alike. He's the camera guy now. He's like the new Hollywood, but he's more masculine. You saw a DM between Shannon and Jordan.
I saw the same DM, same exact DM, just like this, right? Same everything, copied and paste, word for word, right? The dude responded back same way I did. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Yeah, I'm down. Like, let's go. Then I see more recordings, more voice recordings from between him and Shannon saying, hey, like, I really like what you're doing. Like, but hey, I need you to be real secretive about what we're doing for you. Don't tell nobody what's going on between, me and you and what we got going on over here because
Shannon said this in a voice recording?
Yes, he said all this. And this is when I knew, because I had a phone, right? This phone was given to me by Shelly. And she said, you're going to use this phone to post on Shannon Sharpe's Instagram. That's because I was the camera guy and also videography and I also ran Shannon's personal Instagram account and Club Shay Shay. When I stopped working with Shannon, that's when I started receiving threats about giving the phone back.
But I've always known that Shannon Sharpe, and this is, in my opinion, not alleged, is a gay man. And he allows other gay men to do his work for him. The recording that even came out when he was having sex, and he said, yes, Michelle, that's my Michelle. Michelle is an ex-white woman that he used to date that is suing him. And Jordan, he said Jordan hung up his Instagram. Like Jordan ended the Instagram live. It was Jordan in that room. The only person that can end an Instagram live is the person that started it. It doesn't matter.
I also would like to reiterate, around that same time, which was a week before I met with his lawyers, that video was released. And that's when I knew that he was trying to put on this image that I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Because he was so afraid that I was going to release this information to the public. I met with his lawyers 4 times. 3 different settlement offers were given to me.
So they paid you?
Yeah, they paid me.
And you did not have sex with Shannon at all, or Hollywood?
No, never. Only thing I did was those explicit photos. I did take those photos. I did took all of those photos because I thought that it was a legit thing. I didn't know it was that shit.
Right. So apparently he took some crazy photos of Shannon. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me just start with this. Whether you're straight or gay is not the issue with regards to something like this from where I sit. Okay. The issue is I don't want a gay man. Okay, here's the issue. I don't want gay men teaching young men how to be masculine heterosexual men because they can't do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the issue is okay, so if like say my son, was looking up to Shannon Sharpe, I think it would be important for my son to understand that that's gay. Like that's how that's how gay folks run, right? You know what I'm saying? Or like Will Smith or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care that you're gay, but as far as raising kids or whatever, I want them to understand like this is how gay folks run. and it's different than how heterosexual folks run. So that's my issue with it. I don't think you should be lying about it. I don't care if you're gay or straight, but I don't think you should be out there being a role model and having motherfuckers, admire you, want to be like you, and you lying about like something like that because, yeah, I think that's whack. Yeah, I don't think that's good at all. But yeah, how do y'all feel about it? My thing is, if Shannon is gay and he's having consensual sex with other adult men, what's the issue? No, that's not the issue. The issue is you can't teach me and my kids how to be men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you are not like I'm gonna divert my attention away from that if I understand that that's what's being presented to me. I'm not gonna put that in front of my kids if I understand that's what's being presented to me. I don't look at it like listen, I'm not saying you can't learn from the man. I'm not saying that he can't, be a good teacher, good coach, good even parent or whatever like that. But it's from a certain lens that you got to view it. Otherwise, then you start thinking that gay shit is hetero shit, and I'm not with that. So that's how I feel about it anyway. If you're not having sex with him, why are you so concerned about what he does with anyone else? See, you guys are missing the point, I think. Even if he's having sex with men and women, yeah, I don't care if you're a trisexual. Again, you're not any of those people. Why do you care? Y'all be weird worrying about other folks' lives. Yeah, again.
Hollywood's no longer around Shannon.
Right.
I don't
It has very little to do with what his personal choices are, but it has to do with this presentation of masculinity that children are adopting, that even some grown men are falling for. That is that's a facade, So that's I don't know what he means about turning his back on Hollywood though, because I would think Shannon's probably in the club, but especially if you're gay. But look, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. All right. So speaking of that, Charleston White got confronted by gay people who are offended that he doesn't support them. And it's so funny because sometimes he says shit and I'm just like, oh my God, Charleston, would you shut the fuck up? How is this in my feed? And then sometimes he says shit and I'm like, that part right there.
I can target sexuality just like I target gangsters. Nothing, y'all aren't exempt just because y'all gay. We can pick on gay people. We can we pick on disabled people. We can pick on gay people. We can pick on y'all too.
You got any gay friends?
No.
You listen to any gay artists?
No.
So what about after the day?
What
you think about that?
Well, she fucking with me. So if she ain't no good and her music ain't no good, I'm gonna pick on her just like I do the other rappers.
Oh no, you ain't gonna pick on this one.
Well, if it's good, if you make them hits, then we go. I like good music. Luther Vandross, gay, and I listen to him.
Okay.
Who else? Who else? Young Buck. They say Young Buck gay. Young Buck got caught with the trend. I still listen to Young Buck.
We talking about Queen D though.
If she good, I like good music. If she make good music, her sexuality ain't got nothing to do with her gifts.
There you go.
So basically,
I was just trying to question, nigga, if you had something against the community.
Man, I do got something against gay community. I think I do have against the gay community. I think the gay community is trying to push gayism off on everybody, even though we don't. Y'all are trying to make us accept it. So yeah, I got a problem with the gay community. I do.
Why are you gonna blame the gay community?
What make you feel like we?
What you mean? Because so why? So if it's a choice, then why don't they let us tease them? Just like that. So everybody else get teased in this world, right?
What I'm saying.
So why can't gay people? Listen. So listen. Why do my beliefs matter?
They letting people choose.
I ain't got nothing to do with they. I hate it. So why do my beliefs matter?
Choices, though, right?
I don't respect nothing.
What choice did you make in life?
None.
To be Charles.
None.
You made some choices to be Charles.
Listen. I got a right to hate who I want to hate.
So if I was with a girl, what you
I got a right to listen, my nigga. I got a right to what I want to hate.
One thing I ain't trying to do is change. I ain't trying to change.
I got a right to hate what I want to hate. I can hate white people. I can hate gays. I can hate straight people. Why do gay people have a problem with my belief? That's all I'm saying. Why do what I believe bother gay people? If I hate them, if I want them to die, why do that bother y'all? Y'all don't know me. That's what I'm saying. Why? So why does it matter?
It don't bother them. That's not the issue.
Listen, we can hate gay people.
This is why we concerned. We have gay fans.
I don't give a fuck about my gay fans.
You got to give a fuck.
I don't. I don't gotta give a fuck about nothing. I gotta listen. I gotta listen. I don't. Them gay people don't feed me a motherfucking thing. Because if I see a gay people in my show, he can't take a picture with me.
That ain't right, Charles.
I don't want to be right. If I can reject God, I can reject gay people.
So
God gave me a right. God gave me a right to say I don't want God. So if I don't want gay people,
so you're gonna take a picture of me?
Not if you question me about my beliefs.
I ain't trying to change your belief.
Yeah, you will if you question me about
changing your
it.
belief.
I'm not asking you why you gay. You ask me. You see what I'm saying? You ask me why I don't like gay people. I'm not asking you why you gay. I'm not even bothering with gay people. Gay people got a problem with me when they come say something to me being gay. If gay people don't say nothing to me, I would never say nothing bad to gay people.
So motherfuckers be saying you gay type shit.
No, they don't say nothing I'm gay. They do what you doing. Try to make me accept their lifestyle. And I say, man, fuck a gay motherfucker. Fuck a gay baby. D-Wade, for instance, his son, man, fuck that little girl, little boy, whatever it is. I hate it. I got that right. I got that right to hate white people.
Why though?
Because I want to hate. Why? No, it ain't a real why. I hate what I don't like. Just like every other human.
That shit wild, but that shit kind of...
No, it's not. It's not wild. Why is my feelings of hate wild? I'm not beating up gay people. I'm not telling gay people, no, you can't sit here. I don't bother gay people. I just hate them.
Have you had like a fucked up experience with a gay person or some shit?
Never. Why do it have to be a fucked? I haven't had a fucked up experience with white people, but I hate them. I've never had a fucked up experience.
I just feel like some shit.
I've never had a fucked up experience with a pedophile, but I hate them. I got a right to hate, and I'm telling every other human, my hate don't bother you, so why you bothered by my hate?
That part. That's the thing about, living in a free country. You got the right to hate what you want to fucking hate. And when they try to stop you from hating on something, that's a problem because you get to hate whatever you like. You get to hang out with who you like. You get to spend time with who you like. You get to soak up the information you like. You get to do all of that shit. So, what he's saying is 100. Like, he's 100. Like, I have that. Like, why are y'all special? You know what I'm saying? Why are y'all above getting teased like everybody else? You know what I'm saying? What did Ralphie May say? If you could take a dick in the ass, you certainly should be able to take a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can't force me to like y'all. I'm with him 100%. We can pick on gay people. If he ever comes to find my city and does a stand-up comedy performance, I am there. I respect him for saying what he's saying and standing on what he's saying. Yeah, he stood on that for sure. Nigga stand on what he said in front of whoever, whenever. Yeah, that part. I ain't lying. This is the most forward, cut and dry, non-complex way of thinking ever. They just don't want to understand him because it's not politically correct or socially accepted. But in all reality, he's just a random nigga on the internet. Fuck his thoughts. LOL. He right. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Everyone's in their own world. I don't know what this says. What is it?
We're just walking in front of it like we're not recording.
It happens. People are people. None of it's intentional. Never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence. It's far more likely that they're all in their own worlds, doing their own thing. They're not paying attention to the world around them. And we all do it every day, whether you're driving, walking down the street. All of our lives are just as complex as everybody else's. Everything you have going on, they have going on. Nobody knows what everybody else is going through. We also need to be a little more self-aware and aware of the world around us.
Damn. That was deep.
You gotta look deep to find the deep things. If all you ever do in your life is stay at the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring.
Damn. Brother's trying to start an existential crisis in 40 seconds. That was lit. Oh my God. Yeah, we go ahead and give that a like while we on here. That was beautiful. It actually leads us into this next thing I was going to show you. This last thing I was going to show you leads into this perfectly. This is from Trevor Noah. He said, I once DM'd someone who was constantly criticizing me online and asked why they hated me. His response changed how I think about the internet. Full conversation is up now, but we don't need a full conversation. But this is just something to keep in mind when thinking about, being online and all the shit that's going on in the world and everything like that. This is something to keep in mind.
I had one of the stranger interactions with people online because I never engaged with the comments section, but I would engage with the commenters in the section.
Like in a DM or something?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Very early on, starting the Daily Show, people were just like, "This person shouldn't be here. We hate him already. He's terrible. He can't say he doesn't say women properly." Because in South Africa, we say, like, when we're talking about, like, we say women, we pronounce the O more, and people like can't even say the word women properly, and it was like this whole thing. But it was everything, right? There was one commenter who was more prominent than others in the mix, and I DM'd him, and I was genuine because I was new to this. I went, "Hey, why do you hate me so much?" And his response, it was actually beautifully effusive. He was like, "Hey, Trev. Hey, buddy, I don't hate you at all." He said, I'm just joining in with what everyone's saying, and it's fun, and we're piling in. And he wrote it out. I could probably still find it in my DMs. He wrote it out. And can I tell you, I'm eternally grateful to him because he was honest enough to be aware of what was actually happening. Because someone might be like, you know why? Or they try and like put it back on you. He was like, "Oh, yeah, you've done nothing wrong. We're a mob. And as a mob, we're coming for you. It's a lot of fun. And this is what the internet does. Welcome to the internet, buddy." And he was like, just for the record, I think you're very funny. I do think you're going to fail on the Daily Show, but I think you're very funny, and I wish you the best of luck. And I know this sounds crazy, but just that interaction gave me a third way to think of it. I went, it is not that the person, people think I'm this way. It is not even that they need me to be this way. I have just happened to step into the spot where somebody was about to drop a bucket of water. Everywhere, all the time in our lives as people, we have buckets that we're filling with water, and that water is whatever emotions they may be. We've got a bucket of love, we've got a bucket of anger, we've got a bucket of hate, we've got a bucket of disdain, whatever these things are.
Mine are water balloons.
You're the water balloons. I like that. You are a water balloon kind of guy.
Accuracy.
So
I can already see it.
We're filling them up. We're filling them up. We're filling them up, or they're being filled up. They're being filled up, and if you're not aware of it, they get full. They get full, and then at some point you tip it out. Whoever's there when the tipping happens gets all of it. And this person made me realize sometimes we make it seem like the bucket is being tipped on us.
It's just being tipped and we're there.
And so I find sometimes it happens in life. A parent will fill up their bucket with,
Oh, for sure.
It's like all the things that frustrate them, and work and this, and then the kid will be there at the moment that they're tipping the bucket.
Discharge.
You little shit, all the shit I just shit. And then the kid's like, "Oh, man.
I'm drenched in hate.
I don't think I deserve this much water for what I did."
Right.
The same thing happens on the internet, though, is when you open the app on a day and your bucket is filled in a certain way, you will find the thing to tip into because it's there already.
Yeah, it's like that reminds me of how Nickelback, a really good band, actually, not my favorite band by any stretch of the imagination, but a good band, a solid band, became the butt of jokes for a little bit. Like, it was even in like movies and sitcoms and stuff. Everybody's making fun of Nickelback, and the boys are good musicians. So the men are good musicians. So, it kind of reminds me of that, where there's this sort of dog pile, like that reminds me of when I was in school and we used to play at lunchtime or recess or whatever, and we play dog pile, and you have the football, and whoever had the football, everybody try to catch that guy, and you'd end up like under like 12 guys, you know what I'm saying, because they dog pile. So it kind of reminds me of that. People just like to dog pile. And it's important to keep in mind, when you're looking at news and all this kind of stuff that's going on, that like none of it's that serious. You don't know none of these people. You don't owe none of these motherfuckers nothing. You don't know them shit. So yeah, we look at it, we watch it, and we observe, and we see what patterns that we can connect and things like that. And it's interesting, but that's about it. It's a little fun waste of time, right? All right, fam. Head over to daddyflirt.com. There is a new exclusive over there, the Phantom Time Hypothesis. That's what we got over there, exclusive at daddyflirt.com. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.